So you want to make a move abroad, but you're feeling a little bit discouraged by the progress or lack thereof toward making it happen. In this video, I am going to share with you 2 reasons that might be the case and what you can do to move through this obstacle. Now, if you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you have not yet, please consider doing so and clicking that notification bell so that each time I upload a video about moving abroad, life in France, or finding that confidence and courage to live life on your terms, you will be notified. My name is Patricia Brooks, and 5 years ago, I decided I was going to move to the south of France. And I will tell you, to get here, the progress that I was making those first couple of years was not very good. And so I understand this and wanted to tell you what these 2 things that might be holding you back are and give you some pointers on moving through them. All right. So I had a client who was working toward making a move abroad, and she was working with me to help stay accountable to the tasks and items she needed to do to make it happen. And so one section, she had said that she wanted me to hold her accountable to getting some things done about cleaning out her house. And I said, fine. And we sat down and we talked through what those were. It was very specific. The following week we met and I asked her how she'd done on those items. And she said, well, not really good. I got 1 of the 4 items done. And I congratulated her on that one because that was a win. And then we started to talk about those other 3 and why those had not gotten done. And after a few minutes, it came to light that she actually was working on something else that was associated with the move abroad, but that she had not said she wanted accountability for. And that was to stand up a business, stand up an art business. So I said, it sounds to me like the issue here is conflicting priorities. You know, it's important to clean out your house because that is a step, but it sounds to me like getting this business started and off the ground is the thing that's going to sustain you financially. So that is your number 1 priority. Am I right? And she's like, yeah, that's my priority. And then she said that she hadn't shared that with me because she was a little bit embarrassed. She'd been working on this for quite some time on her own and really hadn't made much progress. And so she thought, well, if she did this thing over here, that might get the ball rolling, and then she might feel more motivated to do this thing over here. Right? I've been there. We've all been there where we have told ourselves or others that we're going to do this thing and it's not getting done. In fact, I've told a couple of friends of mine right after I'd written my 2nd book that, oh yeah, 3rd book's in the making. And that was a couple years ago. And from time to time, they will bring it up and say, oh, how's book number 3? And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. You know, I haven't even put pen to paper. And while that's a little bit embarrassing, it's not as embarrassing as it could be if that were my number 1 priority. That's not my number 1 priority. My number 1 priority is to continue to build this part of my business. All right. So we've all been there. We get that. So that is thing number 1 that could be holding you back from making more progress, that you have conflicting priorities and that you are not focusing in the right direction. And you may be avoiding or not being honest with yourself about what that priority is. Another thing that can happen with these priorities is that somebody else can come into the mix and kind of, distract you, and you can kind of get derailed. In fact, recently, I'm on this dating site and somebody reached out to me, sent me a message saying, oh, I see that you're in the coaching arena. I'm in that arena too. And we're not too far from each other. And I said, oh, great. And so I sent him a message back, to which he replied, well, I've already found somebody. I'm dating somebody, but I would like to connect and, network with you because it's always great to network. And it is, right? But I thought it was kind of odd because this was on a dating site. Anyway, long story short, I sent him a message back saying, yeah, we can meet at one of the business incubator meetings that's in the area. And he's like, well, that we can do that. But, from time to time I pass through your village and we can, maybe we can meet, and network. I had to say no. But it could have been so easy for me to say, oh, yeah, sure, why not? Networking is a great thing. But my focus, my priority was on finding that someone special, not on finding somebody to network with, especially not on that site. That is not what it's for. So it could have easily been derailed and had my priorities kind of shift and taken time and attention away from my goal. So it's so easily done. Thing number 2 that might be holding you back from making more progress is something that I stress so much in my coaching program. And that is, who do you need to become to be the kind of person who does the thing you're going for? So the same client later on in that same conversation was talking about the things that she needed to do to help stand up this business. And she said, I was an artist and I did X, Y, and Z, right? I said, well, wait a minute. So this business you're standing up is a business where you'll have to do art, right? And she's like, yeah. Did you hear what you just said there? And she's like, no. You said, I was an artist and I did X, Y, and Z, right? That is a big piece of the puzzle, I think, is what I said to her. I said, because when we identify as the kind of person who does the thing we're going for, then it's so much easier because then we do the things that that kind of person does. But if you are not self-identifying that way and maybe have been in the past but don't see yourself that way now, that could be challenging. So that is an area that we will need to work on. And she was like, yeah, I guess so. But over the course of several more sessions, she was getting the understanding of that. So that is thing number 2. And so you might be saying, okay, I get the priority thing and how easy it is for my priorities to be shifted. And I just need to be more disciplined and more focused and more clear on what my priorities are. But how do I become the kind of person who does the thing I'm going for? Whether that be move abroad, whether that be start a business, whether that be find the right person to date. And it goes down to doing some research and understanding the makeup of the kind of person who's going for what you want to go for. So what are their personality traits? Are they very disciplined? Are they creative? Are they flexible? What are those qualities and characteristics that they have? What thought patterns and beliefs do they have? Do they believe that anybody can move abroad, or do they believe that only young people can move abroad, right? What are the beliefs and thought patterns do they have? And what are their habits? What are they doing every single day so that they can be successful at what they're doing, right? A lot of times when we decide we have a big goal, we're going to have to change some of our habits. And that might mean adding something new to an already jam-packed day. And so that means we might have to get up a little bit earlier. Well, so then we've got to kind of maybe look at our schedule at nighttime and have a better bedtime routine so that we get to bed earlier, we get a good night's sleep so that we can get up earlier, and then add that thing that we need to add to the beginning of the day. That's just an example. So who do you need to become to be the kind of person who does the thing you're going for? Who do you need to become to be the kind of person who starts a successful business? Who do you need to become to be the kind of person who moves abroad confidently and sustainably? So to do that, you outline the characteristics, the habits, and the thought patterns. And then you look at yours and you see where there may be some deficits. And then you prioritize those, which one or two, if you focused on, would move the needle most and allow you to make bigger progress towards your goal. And then get to it. And those are two things that I know will help you make better progress. All right. Now, you may be saying, yeah, but how? And I do offer a program to help people make a move abroad confidently and sustainably, help them to see themselves and self-identify in that way. And if you think that that is something you would like help with, I'd love to have a conversation with you. So I'm going to put a link to my calendar in the description of this video so that you can find a time for us to talk. And I can find out where you are, where you want to be, what might be holding you back, and if our working together could help you make better progress and make your move abroad. Now, that is all I have for you today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.